Hey folks, Peter here, back again with another video about tech decks and fingerboards. Now, normally I am a big fan of the wooden fingerboards, with bearing wheels and the foam grip, the rubber bushings or whatever you want to call them, those little O-rings and the washers and stuff. But I recently saw something from Tech Deck that might make me change my mind. Right here, folks. This is the Tech Deck Series 7 Plan B Chris Joslin board, and this is actually wider than I think tech decks that they normally make. I think this is a 32 millimeter, but what I really like about it most is the fact, if you look closely here, these trucks look pretty wide. Here, let's get you a comparison shot here. Do you see how much wider those are? And that was the first thing I noticed about these, was that these have the wider trucks, which I really like, and I want those. Not only for the tech decks, but for some of the fingerboards that I have. And then I also noticed, and I'll show you guys these later, these actually have washers on them. I've never seen that before on a tech deck. I was actually planning on making a third quick tech deck hack video, where you take these washers and shape them just like these are shaped. So we're gonna have to open this up and take a look at that. So one of the first things I want to note about this particular release that they have, unlike previous boards that they've come out with, there's no spare wheels and there's no tool. I do have a couple others also from Series 7 here. Got a couple Bakers here. This one also has the wide trucks and those little washers. This one does come with a tool and some wheels and some stickers. This one just comes with this little red stand, like a translucent red stand. This one's got one too, actually. It's got the little black one there. And whatever the heck these are, I think they call those starter pieces I read on the back. We'll have to take a look at those. This one here from Series 7 is actually the narrower board with the standard plastic bushings that you see and no washers. Also, no tool, has the stand and some stickers there. So they're kind of changing it up a little bit, and I think that that's really cool. I wish that every one of them came with a tool, but at this point, unless this is your first tech deck, you're not gonna miss that tool, really. So let's go ahead and open this one up here and do a quick kickflip test. Okay, so here we go. The plastic goes above here, so you can't rip this off. This just gets bent out of place, but doesn't rip off as easily on the racks, on the wire racks that they have there. Little wire hangers you see in your stores. So the first thing I want to get out are these guys here. I kind of want to play with these. I have no idea what the heck they're going to do. But we have two of those. Not exactly sure what they're for, but we will soon find out. Little transparent red, translucent red deck stand, I believe that's what that is. And finally, we have our board. And right off the bat, this already feels a lot wider than previous tech decks. So that's pretty cool. First thing I want to do, obviously, is that just kind of goes right in there like that. And you've got your little display, which is pretty cool. Grip tape looks to be right about where you'd be cutting it if you were to do it yourself. Trucks, ooh, they're already loose. I think those might actually be rubber bushings instead of the hard plastic. All right, let's get this kickflip done. Cool. Right off the bat, I am noticing that there's a lot of play there, which I actually kind of really like. That's pretty similar to what I have here with my wooden fingerboard. So I do like that. I know a lot of people like their really tight trucks, but I don't mind it being a little bit looser. And now, before we get any further and do some more tricks, I just have to take off one of these trucks and see what's going on under here. So if you look closely, this is actually a shaped piece of rubber there. This is not hard plastic, that is squishy rubber, as you guys can see. And that is a domed washer. Now, normally on a fingerboard, what is currently available is just a flat washer and a little O-ring. But this one is domed, which is something I was planning on doing for a hack video. Because when you get that flat washer in there, that O-ring squishes out and gets out of shape, and I thought if I domed it like this one is, you could kind of keep that in and make them last longer. So that is really cool. I really enjoy that. So here we have our fingerboard again, the wooden one. Now these trucks are perfectly wide enough for that. Do you see how much wider those are? If you can get a look at that, do you see how much wider that is? That is super cool. That is exactly as wide as this board. This is a 32mm board. I am definitely going to put some of these trucks on here. And it looks like all they did here is they just took their standard truck and just kind of extended it. They didn't reshape the truck. It still only comes out right here, and then it's just a cylinder, which is actually really cool. I kind of want to do a video where I file those down so it fits inside of some of the fingerboard wheels, because some of the bearing wheels don't have the flat backs like these do here. They have kind of like an indent, and on the normal trucks where you got like that sharp flat edge, that kind of digs into the back here. As you can kind of see, these are kind of wobbly and probably getting dug out. Nothing I'm too worried about, but some people that might really bug them. So let me go ahead and get this board back together here, and we're going to film some more tricks with, surprisingly, a stock tech deck. This is directly from Tech Deck, no modifications, and we'll see how I like it. I think I'm going to stick with the wood, with the bearing wheels and all that, but this might be kind of nice. Tighten that back down. And they are just a little bit looser than some people might like, but I don't mind that little bit of play. I actually kind of like it that way. Just personal preference, I guess. So let's go and do a couple tricks on here. So before we get too much further, we do have these starter pieces to check out. Looks like a little, maybe something to put your finger on or up against. And it looks like we've got some ridges right on the inside here, and maybe this, I have no idea how these go on. Maybe we just kind of slide them on from the end, maybe? Let me see. Yeah, maybe we just put it like that. Maybe that's it. It's got the rounded end, matches up with the nose and tail. I am confused as to what these are for still. Oh, okay. So that's really... That's all those are for. So if you're new to fingerboarding, or if you're just a kid and you don't quite have the hand skills yet, you can kind of just slide these on. And it looks like you're just supposed to kind of do this. You know, I guess I don't fully know the rhyme or reason to these. Probably nothing that I'm going to use, but it is nice that they added those in there. They've tried stuff like sticky tape before, like it's like some gummy stuff, and you push down on it and then the board comes with your hand for the newer crowd. But I think these might be a pretty good way to go. Get used to having your fingers not like this, you know, because you got to push your fingers up against these to get it to go. They kind of remind me of like snowboard bindings, but I think that's, whoops. But I think that is what those are for, actually. I could be wrong. Who knows? Neat. So there you guys go. That is the new Tech Deck, the wider. I think it's 32mm. And these little starter block things. I don't fully know what those are for. Not for me. I don't need those. I do like this. I do like the wider design. The wider trucks. The washers. The bushings. The new rubber bushings. Softer than the hard plastic that they normally use. Will we see more from Tech Deck? I do hope that they continue in this direction. I hope they start putting these washers and rubber bushings on all their new boards. I do really like those, and I think that they work a lot better. It definitely gives it a more professional, you know, like the professional companies, like the wooden fingerboard companies. It does give them that advantage. I do like that. And the wider trucks, 32mm trucks without using those spacers, which I have them on a board. I did a video on that. And I like them because they go inside and butt up with the bearing instead of, you know, the wall of the truck. But I do like how wide these trucks are. Kingpins are still a little bit too long for me, but I can always grind those down or something. That's not a huge deal. Will we see bearing wheels from Tech Deck in the future? I would like to see them back again. They used to make them. They did a release a while ago called Expert Skate, which was their first real big attempt into getting into the more serious fingerboarding. It was a wooden board, you know, big shapes to it, nice and concaved, nose and tail, foam grip, and it came with 2 sets of bearing wheels. You could either get soft wheels that were like a urethane, like more traditional style, or you get the hard plastic with the bearing wheel. And I liked them both, actually. I forget exactly what they did for the bushings on those, but I don't think that they were that good. Will we see those again? Maybe not at this price point, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. I don't want to see them make only wide boards because some younger kids might have troubles using them. But I think that just like with skateboarding, you start out, you know, 10, 15 years ago, people were riding like 7.5 boards, and now everyone rides 8s and above, basically. So you kind of realize, oh, if I get a wider board, I can flip it around easier. So that's, I think, the same as with the Tech Decks here, is you get the wider board, and they realize, oh, you can kind of, you got more room to push off of and stuff. So I do like the wider boards, but I hope they still make the narrower ones, which they're not really that much more narrow. I think they're like 30, maybe 29. For the younger crowd. Foam grip would be really nice, but at this price point, you know, $3 to $5 wherever you get them at. This isn't bad. I still prefer the foam grip. This, I always feel like my fingers get dried out with the, you know, the sandpaper grip tape. So I would change that out. I don't mind the plastic board. What I like about the plastic boards is it stays smooth all day. Literally just sit here and just smooth. So that's one advantage for the plastic over the wooden boards. The wooden boards tend to stick and you have to wax stuff, which I don't mind doing. I would just rather pick it up and go. And these, every time, nice and slick. As far as the sound and the weight, I don't really notice too much of a difference there between wood and the plastic. But again, at this price point, the trucks with the wider hanger and the new bushings and washers, that is a huge improvement. And I think if they keep going with that and maybe do another Expert Skate sort of board, you know, the 32 wooden, or keep it plastic even, foam grip, bearing wheels, I think they might have something that could really contend with the other companies out there making the wooden boards and the bearing wheels and, you know, all the completes like that. But they're definitely making steps in the right direction here. Next, maybe they'll bring back handboards. That's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you really enjoyed watching that. Just, I'm actually pretty impressed with these. I'm probably going to use this for a bit and then switch back to my wooden with the foam. But I'm probably going to borrow these trucks and these washers. So if you guys have any questions on that, let me know, and I will try my best to answer the questions as I've always done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's a certain trick you want to see or a certain product reviewed, if I can get my hands on it. And we'll go from there. Make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.